dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yep, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. We got a new Sunny V2. Ellen just tried to make a comeback. It's not going well. I wonder, is it true that Ellen left? Or is supposedly be leaving?
Yeah.
You think it's true?
I mean, possibly, but how would I know? How would we know for sure? Unless somebody, like, snap a picture of her over, like...
Snap a picture.
But other than that, yeah.
But yeah, ain't no telling, man. Ain't no telling at all. But hey, with that being said, before we get into it, y'all, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go. If you want the first part, all you gotta do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals,
like it with a thumbs up.
And let us know, man. Let us know how y'all feeling about the videos, man. Y'all done got quiet and ghost over here. We need y'all to wake the fuck up. Wake up!
I'm crazy.
Put a little kid and see in your life. Let's go. Let's check it out. Let's see what's about. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get it.
Ellen's trying to make a comeback with her new stand-up special, although its reviews have mostly been terrible. She spends most of the special responding to her being kicked out of showbiz, which began when someone posted just one single tweet. Right now, we all need a little kindness. You know, like Ellen DeGeneres always talks about. She's also notoriously one of the meanest people alive. Respond to this with the most insane stories you've heard about Ellen being mean. The tweet posted in March 2020 received bad enough replies to begin Ellen's downfall. I worked at Real Food Daily, served her and Portia a brunch. She wrote a letter to the owner and complained about my chipped nail polish, not that it was on her plate, but just that it was on my hand. I worked till closing the night before, and this was the next morn. Almost got me fired. The nail polish story was so unbelievable, the person who wrote it went on Inside Edition.
This former waitress.
But you know that's true though. Like in a lot of restaurants, people fail to realize grooming is one of the key parts of the job, and a lot of people feel like it's not. But especially if it's a high end restaurant, grooming. So somebody having chipped nail polish, technically, a lot of times is against code. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
Grooming is very important.
I might know about grooming, but I mean...
Like grooming nail polish, because it's about your presentation to the clientele. So if it's a high-end restaurant, even nails are supposed
so it can be chipped, but
it
it can be chipped. I mean, it shouldn't be chipped, but I don't have to have it at all, right?
You don't have to have it at all. Mm-hmm. Don't have to, but you have to make sure you properly groom. Like I don't work for jobs and corporations and stuff that grooming is very important. They check your grooming out and stuff like so.
I mean, yeah, I know that much, but yeah.
Claims she was threatened with a 2-week suspension after Ellen DeGeneres complained about, of all things, her chipped fingernail polish.
I remember this being like, really?
But the stories shared back on Twitter were only getting worse. I once worked at Warner Brothers. One day I was in the elevator and Ellen and her entourage came in. Naturally, I held it for her and asked her what floor she was getting on. Her assistant answered 3rd floor. 30 minutes later, I got a call from my boss saying I was fired because I was harassing her. An old friend worked on her a lot and smiled and said good afternoon to her one day and she became unhinged. Who do you think you are? You don't look at me, yada yada. She said Portia was with her and seemed embarrassed and tried to calm her down. Has forever changed my opinion of her. The responses went on and on and on, all of which being compared to Ellen's classic catchphrase.
Do you think she's the only person in Hollywood that probably is that way? I think it's people that's 10 times worse. A lot of people in Hollywood are like, hey, don't speak to me unless you're spoken to. A lot of people. You know what I'm saying? That's like low-key Hollywood etiquette, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they're a celebrity or a star, you don't speak to them unless you're spoken to. Even if you're in the same elevator, act as though they're not a celebrity, just act as though they're just another normal human being. You can't be like, oh, that's Ellen. You can't do none of that. You can't. Some people that got even fired for being shocked. The only thing nowadays is that you have social media and people tell things like so fast. Back in the day, you would get fired, sign an NDA, and you could never tell anybody what reason why you got fired. Like that's like, and I feel like the reason why like people like Ellen will continue to do it because it's something that has been going around for years and years, even before they came. So it's just a continuation of it. It's just that social media is a thing nowadays. Like a lot of stuff is coming to light, and people are speaking on it because of social media.
But you know, like a lot of people,
that make it right or wrong though.
True. A lot of people like in Hollywood. Some of them like they'll show you like like they are like mean or like whatever, these type of people. They don't try to like necessarily put on the front. Some of them, not all of them. But I think with her it's because she tried to put on the front as this she was just this nicest, sweetest, giving, heartwarming like person, like just this well-rounded. Oh, I love everyone and I just want to give back and what was her motto? Push whatever her little motto.
Kind.
Be kind, this kind person, and you're not. And I think that was the problem. Like if you show me that you're this mean person, it's always something in the tabloids and the media that okay, I expect that from you.
You know the reason why she probably always said be kind because she knows she's never kind. Like the motto dude told me. Huh?
I said I couldn't hear myself. Go
ahead. Like the dude told, I told you about the story. He said, if they always preaching integrity, just know there's no integrity. And like that's the reason why they constantly continue to preach it. Yeah. The reason why Ellen keep preaching be kind, it might be a subliminal message to herself to be kind. She might not be telling y'all. She's kind of reiterating her that I need to be more kind, but she's not listening.
Right, about stuff all the years where you're not taking, practicing what you preach. But I think that's the thing because you would think like when she's on TV and stuff like that she's one way. So when you see her in person, you would think that that's how she is. But then it catches you off guard because she's totally different. And I think.
But you know what's so crazy? Some people probably think I'm an asshole on camera. But then we have ran into people, they be like, oh, y'all actually cool, man. Y'all some real cool people. I'm like...
I mean, yeah, you can be cool.
But shut up. You can be cool. But people can be an asshole or appear to be like, oh, they probably not the nicest person on camera. And then you be like, oh, they actually way cooler than I thought they were.
Or vice versa.
And some people be extra nice, but when behind closed door, they the rudest people on earth, so...
That's why I just, I don't really expect much. Like,
but when it comes down to people and the money, a lot of people fake it.
Yeah.
Because that's what generates more money.
On and on and on, all of which being compared to Ellen's classic catchphrase.
I always end each show by saying be kind to one another.
Audience member Dana DiMatteo then went public with her degrading experience on the show.
They tell you, you can't be smarter, funnier than Ellen. She's the comedian and the star, not you.
Don't be funnier than Ellen. That's gonna be hard considering she's not that funny to begin with. If you've been a comedian your whole life and you're afraid a random audience member will upstage you, maybe you're just not funny. Dana then revealed that Ellen's completely different when the cameras turn off.
How does the Ellen we see on TV compare to the Ellen you saw when the cameras stopped rolling?
Totally different. She would only speak to the audience when the cameras were rolling. As soon as they turned the cameras off, she would not even acknowledge the audience. She would just sit on the couch, basically.
Which was supported by Hedda Muscat, one of the show's former producers.
Toxic, phony, hypocrite, liar. That's what she is.
She agreed that things were different when the cameras weren't rolling.
We were told from the very beginning, don't talk to Ellen, don't do this, you can't go into her office. It was very nerve-wracking, very stressful. We all walked on eggshells all the time.
And after the show's DJ also said the same, BuzzFeed launched their own investigation, interviewing a further 11 former employees. They were fired after taking medical leave or bereavement days to attend family funerals. One employee who claimed she was fed up with comments about her race essentially walked off the job. Others said they were...
But isn't that against the law? If I have a true medical leave and I can back it up by medical records and stuff, or even if it's a true bereavement, and the bereavement standards are typically what, a mother, immediate family, which is mother, father, grandparents, or sibling. Now, if it's a cousin or something, that doesn't fall under bereavement. If it's a friend or something, that doesn't. Oh, and children, I forgot. Like if it's your children.
Yeah.
I don't know about grandchildren. I don't know if that would be considered. But typically, anybody outside the immediate family, you won't get bereavement. So if it doesn't validate for bereavement, because all of these are offenses that like are under the what's the rule? Like workplace rules and stuff they can't violate. Like your corporation, you can't be terminated for these type of things.
Yeah.
So they can find a loophole. 9 times out of 10, it's your fault. Like I know somebody who literally used to try to like they hadn't even been working at a corporation for a year yet. Like the one job I had, only way you could start taking medical leaves and stuff is if you had been there for a year. She started taking them like soon as she got on the floor. After she heard a couple people, she wanted to do FMLA, and they were like, "Hey, you haven't been here long enough to follow on the FMLA." So she tried to do some workaround stuff, and I'm like.
Yeah,
there's certain guidelines already, and she ended up getting fired though. But there's certain guidelines, and then she was like, "It's because of my medical." It was like, "No, there's guidelines and protocols you have to follow, and you didn't follow it."
Was fed up with comments about her race, essentially walked off the job. Others said they were also instructed by their direct managers to not speak to DeGeneres if they saw her around the office. After the accusations went viral, Ellen issued a statement within the company. "Hey everybody, it's Ellen. On day one of our show, I told everyone in our first meeting that the Ellen DeGeneres show would be a place of happiness. No one would ever raise their voice, and everyone would be treated with respect. Obviously, something changed, and I'm disappointed to learn that this has not been the case. And for that, I'm sorry. Anyone who knows me knows it's the opposite of what I believed and what I hoped for our show, yet Ellen's former producer certainly didn't buy it."
So when Ellen says she's not aware of this environment, you don't think that rings true?
It's a lie.
Ellen then took a 2-month break and began a brand new season by addressing the public.
As you may have heard, this summer there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show. I learned that things happened here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I am so sorry to the people who were affected. We have made the necessary changes, and today we are starting a new chapter.
She'd then make the promise,
and I'm committed to making this the best season that we have ever had.
Although the ratings said the opposite, because only 6 months later the New York Times published Ellen DeGeneres loses 1 million viewers after apologies for toxic workplace. It explained that Ellen had been averaging 1.5 million viewers over the last 6 months, down from 2.6 million in the same period last year. The show's loss of more than 1 million viewers translates to a 43% decline, representing a steeper drop than any of its competitors. As a result, Ellen made the announcement,
I am announcing that next season, season 19, is going to be my last season.
Adding in the Hollywood Reporter, as great as this show is, and as fun as it is, it's just not a challenge anymore. I need something new to challenge me, with her being exposed also clearly having an impact. She'd state the expose destroyed me, honestly. I'd be lying if I said it didn't. And it makes me really sad that there's so much joy out there from negativity. It's a culture now where there are just mean people, and it's so foreign to me that people get joy out of that. These mean people responded stating, even without the controversy, the show hasn't been fun and genuine for years. It may have never been, but at least it seemed like it. But Ellen is tired of it all, and she's lousy at hiding it now. No more dancing by her, no monologue half the time, bad jokes that are dragged out way too long, tons of old show clips, tons of self-promotion, and a guest host every Friday. These elements led to an average final season, which Ellen concluded by crying with her audience. She then mentioned the possibility of returning to acting, but instead made a documentary titled Saving the Gorillas: Ellen's Next Adventure. It released in 2023, but with only 100 reviews on IMDb, and this likely being the first time you've heard of it, it's safe to say it performed pretty poorly. Ellen rather went back to living a quiet life until April 2024, when she'd make a new announcement. You may have heard that I'm doing stand-up again. If you want to come see me, I'll be sharing some news tomorrow at noon.
We've heard majority of this already. Patrick CC did an in-depth video, typically about everything about the same topic, same information. This is just like a more shorter, condensed version of it. But honestly, do you think it could possibly be over for Ellen?
As far as
Like career.
Career? Possibly. As far as it, like, I mean, you can still do stuff, but it doesn't mean that it's going to perform well.
That's the thing, because honestly, just on some real spill, real note, I never thought she was funny. Like, I never, like, as a comedian, I don't think she's a great comedian. I don't think she's a good comedian. I think she's just considered to be a comedian. I think she has a good stage presence. I think she knows how to host. A lot of people don't know how to host.
Yeah.
That's an art in itself. I know. I don't think, and being able to engage and keep the audience interested, that's an art in itself. Everybody cannot do that. I don't care if you, whatever career value you have been in, that's just something you have to, like, can any comedian come up here and host? No, some people are just better at telling jokes than they'll be, but it's also crowd control. You know what I'm saying? Through her comedian approach, I think she understood how to work in crowd control, because you need to have that. But being, like, absolutely funny, nah.
Yeah.
But outside of that world, because that's the only thing she has ever done was being a comedian and then a host. When it comes down to the public, because that's what she's good at, like interacting with the public, I think she's gonna always have a crowd of negativity there, or somebody looking for you to do something negative. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing she could have done was pulled out way sooner and went behind the scenes. Like, finance something, be the name but not the face. And when I say name, just in the credits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Never the face. Because everybody don't read credits. I think a lot of times we do live in a new generation that don't pay attention to the credits.
Yeah.
So she could have fell behind, bro, and kept the income coming up. I think that would have been her best bet, but who knows?
As suggested, she'd announce a stand-up tour to be recorded and posted by Netflix, also adding, "Yes, I'm going to talk about it," referring to her being cancelled. Titled "For Your Approval," the special begins with Ellen walking up a flight of stairs, each referencing a headline that ruined her reputation. She acknowledges the tweet that started her downfall, as well as the employees who spoke out against her, then begins the actual show with a joke about her fall from grace.
You know, I used to say that I didn't care what other people thought of me, and I realize now, looking back, I said that at the height of my popularity. I'm here because I love doing stand-up, I miss doing stand-up, and I like making people happy, and I do care what people think.
Now, this is a pretty respectable angle, as it feels extremely honest, yet it also seems like a sneaky request for pity, which as a high-profile celebrity you'll simply never get.
Or are you really there for just a check? Because you know Netflix write big checks. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
especially for names.
Yeah.
Because trust me, she got a big check in the meals from that Netflix.
Yeah, it could just be from the money. Because I'm like, if you really care what people think, I mean, I'm pretty sure that wasn't your first time hearing someone speak on your character or how you treated someone, how you made someone feel. Like when everyone was saying things. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the first time.
Yeah.
But I mean, you didn't change that or try to, like, you know, be a better person or change your approach when it comes to, you know, certain situations. So do you really care?
I don't think she do. I think she needed a good payday and she got it. And because she thought, oh, saving the gorillas. Let me show my humanitarian side. Let me show my one with nature. She was trying to touch so many boxes. Instead of actually coming out and really apologizing, she tried to use a sympathy card. Yeah. Animals, saving, rescue. Man, shut up.
She then talks about what she's been up to.
All right, well, let me catch up on what's been going on with me since you saw me last.
Nothing.
Oh, yeah, I got kicked out of show business.
Then makes some pretty funny jokes about her new reputation.
Everybody heard that I was mean. Everywhere I go, I know everyone's heard that I'm mean. I know when I walk into a restaurant, people are watching, waiting to see if I'll be mean. Oh, look, she's reaching for butter. I thought she was going to hit somebody.
On the contrary, there are some pretty out-of-touch segments. For example, her joking about her car features, which you'd clearly only find in a luxury vehicle.
Then there's that one, that button that inflates the back of the seat, you know, the one that makes you feel like you're getting spooned by a pregnant woman.
She also makes this out-of-touch joke.
We're all interested in different things. We're all good at different things. I was talking to someone the other day, and they said, Ellen, I don't know how you get on stage in front of people. I could never do that. And I said, well, I don't know how you dry clean clothes.
But as an overall, the special isn't terrible. Its audience rating of 5.4 stars feels fairly accurate, although as you might expect, simply because it's Ellen, the articles written about it have been pretty brutal. Ellen DeGeneres' unfunny Netflix special leaves so much unsaid. Ellen DeGeneres lets herself off the hook in self-indulgent Netflix special. Ellen DeGeneres is unapologetic, unrelatable, and totally insufferable in her new Netflix special. They'd write, the problem with For Your Approval, aside from the fact that it's almost never funny, is that it feels so disingenuous, so calculated to rehabilitate an image and preserve that triumph for prosperity. Another article stated it's one of the weirdest stand-up shows in recent memory. Half observational punchlines, half closing argument in a trial, featuring DeGeneres as her own defense attorney. Neither half works on its own. Taken as a whole, it's an exhausting mess. They'd also add self-awareness is different from taking responsibility. DeGeneres offers no apologies or even explanations for her behavior, yet in other more favorable reviews, unapologetic was used as a positive. I like the fact that she's rather unapologetic. It's highly refreshing and honest. This extreme divide can be seen by the audience reviews on Google. There's almost an equal amount of 1 and 5-star ratings. A sad representation of the black and white thinking that plagues the internet so heavily today.
That's crazy. So, how good is her show really? Because so many 1-stars, people really don't like her.
Yeah.
Not necessarily they don't like the
honestly,
stand-up. They just don't like her. And the 5-stars, people who's trying to save her, and not people who naturally like the stand-up.
Yeah, I guess it'd be something you have to check out for yourself. But is this really funny, or were people just being too crucial? You know what I'm saying? Very critical. But I'm like you. I mean, I can't really say if she's like funny or not. Like, her jokes are kind of like, you know,
Loki did.
Can be, you know, a little dry humor, but I never really like watched or listened to any of her stand-ups or whatever the case may be. Like, just personally, I haven't.
Yeah.
So I can't really like speak on if she like super funny or not. But
true that. But hey, man, y'all spam us up in the comments. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts about it for us in the comment section down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are
Kid and C.
We are.
Peace.
No time to kick it, got a stack and flip for my foes.